Today on the grid, it's Blind Travel Photo Critique Day with our special guest. He's a travel blogger, a motorcyclist, a British guy, an Instagrammer. He's age appropriate and water resistant. His name means love in 7 languages. It's the normally well-intentioned Dave Williams. We're also taking your questions and your comments live. We're giving away some cool prizes. It's going to be weird and wonderful, and it all starts in just 60 seconds. Boom!
The Grid is brought to you by Tamron. Check out their 28 to 75 millimeter f2.8 lens. It's for Sony full-frame mirrorless. It's awesome. Go to tamron-usa.com.
And Profoto, the light shaping company. Check out the Profoto B1X, powered all the right places. Go to profoto.com/US.
And Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to another live episode of The Grid. We're glad to have you guys here. My name is Scott Kelby. Joining me, as always, Mr. Erik, the Rocket Man Kuna. Boom.
Hey, how's it going, Scott?
I'm going good. And we have a special guest from across the pond.
All the way.
All the way from Swingin' London, where I was just hanging out with you last week in London. It's weird that last week we're in London and now we're hanging out here. Yeah. Mr. Dave Williams.
Oh, hey. Hi, Scott. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How many times has this been on The Grid for you now?
Second time here.
Once in
overall, one at the photography show
in Birmingham.
Oh no, there was the one with
The Grid.
There was the one with Unmesh as well.
Mm-hmm,
oh
yes.
So maybe 5.
All right.
Times on The Grid. Hi.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you here, Dave. Once
good
again.
to be here.
So, those of you who follow my blog at scottkelby.com, Dave is the guy behind Travel Tuesdays with Dave.
This is Dave.
So that's Dave right there. That's him. He is the same way in person as he is in the blog.
And if you haven't seen it, check it out on Tuesdays. On
yeah, on
Scott's
Tuesdays
blog.
he writes about travel photography and stuff. And Dave manages to travel everywhere, just everywhere. I'm
Pretty
so
much
jealous.
everywhere. There's one place I have never traveled, and that's St. Paul's Cathedral. But other than that, I've been everywhere.
He's been everywhere. Anyway, we're glad to have you guys here. Today is Blind Travel Photo Critique Day. So we've asked our viewers to send in their 3 of their travel photos to get an honest critique today. They're blind, meaning we don't know the people's names that we're doing, so we don't know who they are.
Unless they put that huge watermark
Unless they put
over
a huge watermark. But I didn't see any today with the watermark. But we're going to go through those images. I do want to mention, speaking of travel, I just came back. I mentioned from Paris. I did a travel photography workshop in Paris. Then I went down to Provence with my son, who was with me for the whole thing. And then we went up to London for a few days where we swung with Dave and Peta and Dave Clayton. And we had a Friends of Grid dinner, right? We had a bunch of friends come out, like
Ben and Bridget were there.
Ben and Bridget came out, and they were a whole lot of fun. And Brian Worley and all kinds of folks. We had a really, really great time. I love London, except for breakfast. Breakfast in London is absolutely horrendous. Everything else is awesome.
What's wrong with it?
It's disgusting.
No, it's not. It's
baked beans for breakfast and black pudding and just weird crap that should never be served for breakfast. We stayed at a Hilton. It was a giant buffet. Erik, there was like 60, 70 items. It was huge, and every one of them was worse than the next. You just look and go, how do they eat this crap?
Baked beans 7 ways.
London is wonderful for food. You can eat amazing meals in London. London is, I think, one of the best places to get a great meal after breakfast. But
it does the best breakfast. It's got a big brunch culture. It's pretty good. No?
If you grew up with it, it's fine because it's horrible and you didn't know any better. But we grew up in America with the best freaking breakfasts on the planet.
Yeah.
It is, seriously, the best breakfasts come from America.
I don't know.
We don't do everything great, but we do breakfast like a boss.
I think
Not the healthiest.
No, it's
but
not
the
the
best.
best. It's the biggest.
No.
It's definitely
It's
the
the
biggest
biggest.
breakfast. I think that's big doesn't necessarily qualify as good.
Have you had our breakfasts?
Yeah, oh yes.
You haven't had a real
You don't
breakfast.
need to eat another meal for the entire day.
All right. I mean, that may be. Anyway, we're glad you guys are here.
is pretty good.
What I wanted to mention was I did an Adobe Spark page for my trip about the workshop, lots of behind-the-scenes photos, all kinds of stuff. And can I show it to you? Maybe blind request. No, not blind request.
Dark request.
Dark request in the control
You
room.
gotta
We'll
start
pull it
up
up.
Your, start your
I gotta,
thing.
I know.
Formerly known as the digital
I gotta go get it now. It'll be 12 minutes.
The artist
before we
formerly
get
known
it.
as the digital surgeon.
The digital surgeon's not on his game today.
Oh, wait. Currently known.
He's usually really good at having all kinds of websites pulled up. Well, I may have never sent him the outline, though. I wrote an outline,
What
and I
website
have
you
it.
want?
No, it's my Spark
Oh,
page.
there
There
it
it
is.
is. Oh, hey, I got
Yeah.
to take all of that back. I did write an outline, and I never sent it to him. That is on me. You know what's bad, too? I did it early today. So I apologize, Jason, also known as Dark Request, also known as Digital Surgeon. So this is the, I did a Spark page on it. So if you just scroll down kind of quickly, you just go, there's a little mappy. Dave, by the way, was impressed with that map.
That was a good map.
Thank you. Hey, look, here's a great picture of Mimo here. Look, watch Mimo.
There he is.
Ah, that's a Mimo. I love Mimo. We love Mimo, don't we?
Mhm.
He's the
Yeah.
best. KelbyOne instructor, too. And look at this. This is the hotel we stayed on. This is on the roof. Like, you just go up to the roof and shoot. It was cool. So keep going. I want to get past. There's some black and white stuff. This is all Mimo style. And some guy wrote in and said, you put vignettes on everything. I'm like, those aren't vignettes. But anyway, it's a style. Let it go. So it's the dark and the bottom. The top and the bottom are dark. Is the whole idea behind it. Anyway, there's Mimo shooting in a giant clock. All right. Keep going. What was I trying to get to? I was trying to get to something in this. I forget. Anyway.
Well, anyways, it was his 4 cool days of travel
Yeah,
photography.
you don't have to go through the whole thing. You can stop right there. Thanks. So if you go to my blog on Monday, or if you go to my Facebook or Instagram, or not Instagram, someplace, there's links to it all over. So go. I hope you'll go check it out. So we're going to look at these now. Now, Dave, we do these blind critiques. We have a 3-minute timer now.
Yeah,
so Erik
right.
is in charge of time. At 3 minutes, he hits me with a pepper spray.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're going to
really
go ahead
fun.
and we're going to start and take a look at a couple real quick, and we're going to look at. Let me choose.
I just want to issue a formal apology in advance if anyone that sent anything in gets offended. But I'm trying to be constructive with what I'm going to say.
Well,
And,
honestly,
Well,
that's the whole.
kind
I
of
just
the
feel like there
point.
needs to be-
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's the whole idea.
That's
the
is-
point.
That's the reason why they're blind critiques.
Yeah.
Is we can be honest.
Yeah.
Because most people will never be honest with you about your photography. So
Yeah.
we want to be honest. That's why we say don't give your name.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just go take a look. Here's our first one for the day. There it is. Looks like that would be
Santorini.
Santorini.
That is,
Windmill
huh?
gives it away
Yeah.
versus every other place that's that color. Is that the streets of Rome, and then there's Venice?
I think these are very nice. I think all three of these. I think we're off to a really good start.
Yeah.
First off, this is a lovely pano. Really, really nice. I look at the light, I love the way the warm lights of the town, and then the blue light from the blue light. It's what.
Yeah.
It's not actual blue light. What
Yeah.
you're seeing is auto white balance.
Yeah, no. So the building, typically Santorini's got blue rooftops, but you can see from this picture that the blue tone isn't coming from the blue color; it's coming from the white
Right.
balance.
But-
However, it's not negative. It looks nice.
Now I can tell you, as someone who's actually been to Santorini. The rooftops are not blue. There is a classic blue dome there that
That's the
everybody shoots, but the rooftops are kind of like what you see here. No, this is really nicely done. This is just pretty colors.
Framing's nice. The shape's
Yeah,
nice.
this
There's
is
a cool
all good.
juxtaposition between the left and the right, where the right's all lit up and the left's
Yeah.
different. There's a nice line straight through
No,
diagonally.
this is
and the
boss.
colors. If you look at the colors of
Oh yeah,
the
this
blue,
is straight up
blue
good.
and the orange go very well together, and they've
Straight
got
up
that just
good.
right. So what
I
about
think this is a lovely shot. I think it's so cute. You know what I think's the cutest thing is the little girl is not wearing shoes. And I think that just gives it such a timeless look.
Yeah.
I would probably remove the words Avion off the bottle or whatever it is. That's the only thing I would really do. There's two things I would do and these are minor things because I think this is a lovely moment. I think this would be a better shot if it was not tall. I think I would crop it wide because it would have
open it up to the right.
I think it would have a lot more impact. Let's just go C as a wide shot. Now, you might have to go more square, I think, to get all of this in if you wanted. But watch the difference in the impact this is going to have like that.
yeah.
Because that's what the story is really about. The story's about the cute little girl.
Yeah, you kind of took out the
getting water.
boringness in the
And
background.
that empty building in the background, unless you were putting it on the cover of a magazine, is completely useless. However, I would take off the writing on the bottle that kills the timelessness of it. This could have been taken 40 years ago There's nothing in her clothing to give away at time, but the bottle gives away. Just clone that stuff out, and I think you're good. But again, it's a minor thing. But yeah, you don't need this. This isn't helping, and it's brighter up here, so your eye is drawn into an area of
I'm
nothing.
looking up there because it's so bright. So you could either completely wash it out bright, or you could crop it out.
Yeah, I would crop it just to make her more.
There's nothing at the top that gives it any value.
That's exactly it. The top is. And this third one.
See, like that the brightness at the top there, it's pulling you up, but you're going straight back down again because it's too bright. There's nothing there to focus on. You just look up, it's bright, and then you're back down to clearly the focus, the gondola there.
So may we do the same exact thing to this photo? May we, Dave?
I would.
I'm telling you, watch.
I don't know. See, I'm gonna
watch.
Yeah, go on. I like that.
Yeah, what's the photos about the gondolier?
Do you want the butt?
Oh, I'm sure.
I would crop it, but I'd keep it tall.
All right, so let's do that. Dave says he would crop it, but keep it tall. Now, I am predisposed to shoot wide.
I think I'm with Dave on that one.
No, I think you might be right. I think you might be right. That's why I'm cool with this.
I said it. Yeah, a little bit more to the right, a little bit there.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
You might even go a little more. Now, take the brush and let's either dehaze it or dehaze and darken, and oh, I went the wrong way with the haze. I'm thinking, why does it look so?
You're
all
hazing.
right, so give me a second here to dehaze and all that. Now I've gone too far, but that's all right. That's part of it.
That's all right. That's fine. That's what you do. You make an adjustment and then you adjust the adjustment.
How's that?
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a nice
I'm
shot.
with you on the tall thing. Good call, guys.
I agree.
All right. So nice photographer, though. I think I like
it.
I like their use of light. They're obviously very aware of light.
And they waited for that shot unless they took it 20 or 30 years ago.
The chances of getting a gondola on a canal in
It's
Venice
hard to
on
get
its
it.
own in the right outfit is hard.
Right.
So
Now,
that's hard.
You
now
get
you
points
would
for
have got
that.
5 more points if you had the hat on.
Yeah.
So you can add the hat in post.
See, I'm wondering now as well, why is it black and white, the others are color? Is there something wrong with the color in the original picture? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he thought it was more timeless in black and white.
Probably.
And maybe it's a she, too.
Maybe it's a she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even. Ooh.
Anyway, nice job. I think we're off to a good
it.
start.
It's good.
I think we're off to a jolly good start.
Good.
While I get the next one ready, you want to
Yeah.
give some shout-outs, Mr. Kuna?
Yeah, we got Hilmar's tuning in saying,
Hi, Hilmar.
hey, I hope
Hilmar.
this, I have a feeling this episode is going to be really fun. So she thinks the episode's going to be really fun, Dave.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
I don't know.
I always
And
bring
then,
everything down. That's what I do. I bring everything
Shelly's
right.
saying,
on time.
hey. Daniel is saying, hey. Karen
Hey, Daniel. Daniel from Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland. Karen from Lexington, Kentucky saying, hey. Lenworth saying, hello, Gridsters.
Hey, Gridsters.
And then we got Warren from Signal Hills, California. Riverside, Ronnie's here. And we got Erik, cool name, from New York. And Marn saying hello from Utah. So we're all over the world.
Welcome. Glad to have you all here today.
I have a problem.
You do have a problem.
Where are the Londoners? Where are the Brits?
Where
Come
are
on,
the
guys.
Brits?
Well, they heard you on
Come
the
on.
show, and they're like,
Dude,
yeah.
they kind of cleared it out. There's
Actually,
David from
it's when we
Sweden.
started the show, you offended all of them by calling their breakfast terrible. They
My
were
breakfast.
Your
My
breakfast.
breakfast is
breakfast.
fantastic.
All right.
You've turned them off.
Let's move on to the next one here. Let's look at the 3 photos first and just see what we have. Here's the first photo. And the second. Looks like Mount Fuji or something. And the third. So,
Okay.
Dave, go ahead.
So they particularly what? Okay, all right, here we go. Right, particularly photos 1 and 2. You've got the subject. The subject's right. You've got Mount Fuji, and you've got this pagoda in Japan somewhere quite clearly. Let's have a look at 3 again, please. No, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's something famous or a famous lake somewhere. I guess it's also in Japan. I don't know. But what's going on here is you've found an awesome subject, and you just haven't caught it in quite the right way. Back to 1, and I'll show you why. So that's a cool thing. However, look at the very top, and you've cut that. There's like a spike or something on the top of there. You've
Yeah.
cut it off.
Okay,
you've
it's
cut it
actually
out the
it's not
frame.
cut off if you look on my screen.
Is it? Oh,
But it's,
okay. It's not cut off.
so tight.
But it's so tight at the
it's
top, you
like
can't tell. It's like it wasn't
yeah.
done on purpose. What I would have perhaps done is take 10 paces to the left, get it square on, and pitch the camera up so that you're shooting above those tourists' head, and you can get the bottom, the lowest roof layer, and shoot up from there. You'd probably then be framed nicely in the trees, and with the actual technical side of the photo, perhaps bracket it so that you're getting, there's quite a large dynamic range there. You've got a really bright sky, you've got some strong light on the rooftops, and then you've got some really harsh shadows. So perhaps an HDR in that would have helped.
Or shoot it in
But
a little better light.
It's, yeah, or better light at the beginning or the end of the day. You're going in the right direction, you're finding the right subjects, that's good, but work on the technical side of it perhaps. And the same goes with that second one, Mount Fuji. The subject's the right subject when we're, where we
zoom
anyway,
in.
when you've got the whole picture, you've
There
got
you
people
go.
in it, so it's the right subject, it's a cool thing, it's a cool view. And like with the
Now that
haze
one
and
you
the clouds,
did on the bottom of the frame there, you kind of cut off. See the people sitting there? It's
Yeah.
like they're right on the edge of the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, there's a
And
bigger
that, like,
issue
that
here than
burnt
all
grass
of this. You
patch.
guys are nitpicking. These are snapshots.
I'm trying
That's
to, yeah,
what-
that's,
I mean,
that's ultimately
These are
what it
not.
is.
These are not photographs or images. These are snapshots you take with your cell phone.
This is your
This is cell
souvenir
phone.
shot.
This
Isn't
is-
it? This is the, hey, look, I was at Mount Fuji.
Yeah, this was like, look,
Here's
I
the-
was there.
Here's the proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for a travel photo to be successful, you have to look at it and go, oh my gosh, I would love to be there.
Yeah.
Oh man, that looks amazing. Oh,
You want to convey everything that you felt in that photo at that time, taking that picture to the person looking at the picture.
Yeah, I'm
the
looking at
sound, the
these and
sight,
like,
the smells, even everything that you could replicate through the picture to make the person want to be there in that location. And I don't get me wrong, I'd quite like to be stood there in front of Mount Fuji, but this picture isn't the one that's doing it.
no.
Well, but that
Well, think of it
there-
this way. Could you even sell? Okay, we make fun of postcards. We all do. Travel
Mm-hmm.
photographers like, oh, postcard, that's so stupid.
However,
Could you sell this as a postcard? No, this is below a postcard. And I'm sorry, but we're supposed to be truthful. This is not. None of these are.
can
look
I
at this
throw in
shot.
can I throw in a tip?
Of
on
course, yeah,
postcards?
sure.
When you go to a location and you're looking around, you're trying to figure out where to shoot. Obviously, you do some planning before you go there. But when you're there at the location, go and look at the postcard
I always
stands
do
and
that.
see what
Yeah,
everyone's
me
shooting.
too.
And then you'll get the good spots and the good views, and you'll see what
Yeah.
everyone else is doing, so that you can work off the back of that.
But
There
the
you go.
critique
You can
here,
have that.
though.
I
the
agree
critique
with
is-
you. It's a snap. These are all
These
snapshots.
are just snapshots.
And
These are-
especially can tell because of the tourists, the lighting, all
Yeah,
that
there's-
stuff.
there's
I mean,
nothing-
there's no simplicity to the frames.
Yeah.
Yeah, this. Let me ask you a question, and I'll just be straight up with you. If you had never taken a photograph before, and I handed a child a picture and said, "Hey, look at this pagoda and take a picture of it," how different would it look than what you see here?
It's
Virtually none. It is literally, I don't know anything about photography. I'm just going to take a picture. It is, and that's being really cruel. But you need to do this. You need to go to 500px. You need to type in Japanese pagoda, and then you're going to go, oh, in fact, we're going to do that for you on the break. We're going to show you what a pagoda shot's supposed to look like, and you're going to realize that you're not this far off. You're this far off. You're like, this is a cell phone shot. This is a snap you took with your Android phone. This is not. You got a long way to go, because what it is I think you're missing that key thing is like, what is my job here as a photographer? You documented that you were there. End of story.
Yeah.
This is not art. It's not beautiful. It's not pretty. This is a pagoda, and I was there that day. Check.
if this person had just taken a minute or two more to think, I'm in front of a pagoda, how can I show this in its best light so that people want to be there, so that it's something special in this photo, and just taking the time to think, well, I need to be square on, I need to compose it nicely, I need to think about the light and things like that, instead of just going, there's a pagoda, and bringing up the camera and taking a
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
at eye level. You just need to put a little bit more thought.
Yeah, there's no
and then you'll
thought.
be
Yeah.
started right on the right track to getting
All right,
something
we're
amazing.
gonna go find a pagoda on the break, but when we come back, we're looking at pagoda. Well, there's
there we go.
boom,
Mount Fuji.
boom. Look, there's yeah, that's what we're talking about. So, but we're gonna find some more. Yeah, see, beautiful light, beautifully
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
like and any one of these.
And the
just
only one that's
random
got
ones.
someone in it, it's not a tourist with a buggy. It's a nice Japanese lady in a pink dress. It's beautiful.
Exactly. It's not a bunch of people standing there milling around like they just got off
And that's
a bus.
simplicity.
Yeah.
Simplicity.
Yeah. Look at all this. Yeah, and any one of these wins. So, but this is a good starting point. So what I would tell the last photographer, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm trying to be honest. What I would tell you is you need to go and study these things like on 500px. So when you go there, you can even pull it up on your phone and go, okay, my pagoda shot looks nothing like. What do I need to do one of those? Well, first I need to stand directly in front of it. Number two, you might have to stand there until there's no tourists there. Here's the thing about getting no tourists. You don't need the tourists to be gone for 5 minutes. You need the tourists to be gone for 1/1000th of a second. Just stand there and just wait and just wait. And I just did this all over France and all over London. You just wait, and then all of a sudden, click. You just need that split second when there's
and
nobody there.
And that's what we were saying. Some cities are harder than others. That's like that Venice shot. I have mad respect for because to get somebody not passing over one of those bridges
is hard.
You have to wait and you have to wait and you have to wait. And then you got to time that with the gondola. I mean, you can get lucky, but a lot of times you're just waiting for the right shot.
Yep. And it's part of being a travel photographer is, hey, I'm working on I'm working on that shot here. So why is
somebody once told me, I think his name was Mr. Scott, that one of the best tools a photographer has in their gear bag is patience.
Yeah.
That's a clear example.
All right. Also, some post-processing. Take a look back on screen. So I just spent a few seconds working on that shot. It's not going to remove the people. It's not going to remove the fact that you shot it from a wrong angle. But I can also see here under lens corrections, I think if you turn this horizontal a little and then fix the... I'm trying to see if I can fix your standing in the wrong place issue. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But, give me 15 minutes with this thing. I think I could do pretty well. But right now we've got some other issues. But you can see, you can go a long way from where we were. So where we were is, let me see if I can show you the whole thing. There's where we were, and this is like 30 seconds in Lightroom. You could certainly make it better and more interesting. Now, you're not going to fix the fact that you shot it in the worst possible light. Like it's harsh. Midday.
Yeah, I mean, look at their shadows. I mean, the shadows are pretty much straight at the ground.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that we can do that might help this a bit. A little vibrance, maybe. Well, and a little tiny vignette just to kind of hide the edges that are so bad. All right, here's where we are.
We're over time on this.
Look, though. You can make it better, but it's... So here's what it is. You can't make a bad photo good with Lightroom, or you can make a good photo really good, but it's hard to make a bad photo really good.
Yeah, if you start with a bad photo,
you're kind of
going to have a bad photo.
So
it's composition, lighting, the things you can't change later.
Yeah, and so you need to really look at other photographers that are doing travel, look at what they're shooting, and then realize, okay, what is it that they're doing? Oh, they're shooting a good light. They're waiting until there's a very simple scene. They're squaring up with the image, because there are like angle images here that you're not going to be able to easily fix. I mean, I want to take it into Photoshop and see what I can do on the break. But anyway, you got some work to do here. Stick around. When we come back, we're going to look at more images, and we're going to try to fix this photo.
Yeah.
If you're using Lightroom and you're not using metadata, if you haven't mastered using the metadata panels, you have to watch this class, because otherwise you're missing out. Well, it's helped me because people have found my images, and because of the metadata that's embedded in it, I've actually been contacted and paid for work because they found the image and they wanted more of them. Everyone looking at your photos, they're wondering where you took your photos. There's an entire module of Lightroom dedicated to this. I'm going to show you how to geotag your photos. When you go to search your own images in the cloud or in Lightroom on the desktop, it will find them based on the Adobe Sensei artificial intelligence technology. You'll learn more about that so that you can spend time doing other things that are more beneficial. Come join me along the journey of metadata in my latest class on KelbyOne. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't.
When you need a tripod that is compact, that is portable enough to take with you anywhere, one that is adaptable to any situation, that will prove versatile enough for any shoot, and is compatible with your other gear, giving you freedom to create your own perspective. Look no further. Platypod Ultra does it all. Visit platypod.com for more info.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
If you're using Lightroom and you're not using metadata, you haven't mastered using the metadata panels, you have to watch this class, because otherwise you're missing out. Well, it's helped me because people have found my images, and because of the metadata that's embedded in it, I've actually been contacted and paid for work because they found the image and they wanted more of them. Everyone looking at your photos, they're wondering where you took your photos. There's an entire module of Lightroom dedicated to this. I'm going to show you how to geotag your photos. When you go to search your own images in the cloud or in Lightroom on the desktop, it will find them based on the Adobe Sensei artificial intelligence technology. You'll learn more about that so that you can spend time doing other things that are more beneficial. Come join me along the journey of meta.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
boy.
Dave, the king of the selfies. All right. Hey, Rick Salmon, our good friend,
Yeah.
KelbyOne instructor, awesome musician, awesome guy, says ND filters can also help erase tourists. That's absolutely
Yep.
true. Leave
All the
an
time.
ND filter open
Yeah.
long enough, and the people walking through your images will be gone.
So that's Mimo Madani's favorite trick as well, actually. So with
Yes.
his
Oh, yeah.
super long exposures, that's how
Yep.
he gets rid of all the people from the streets of Venice. Is just by
Yeah,
taking
just-
such a long
they just
exposure
long
with an ND
exposure,
filter.
they
and
move
they're not
around.
there.
So I'm working on the Japanese image here a little bit, trying to fix lens problems because you were standing in a funky place. So here's where we are. I made a copy of the layer. Here's where it was. Watch. See how it was weird? I used free transform in Photoshop to kind of straighten it out some. And notice in the bottom right corner, I also got rid of a few tourists.
Oh, we were starting
I didn't quite, oops, I don't need a Google alert there. I didn't quite have enough time to get rid of them fully. But what we were thinking also was an alternate would be to just get rid of them all together and crop it right there. Which is, still think it would be better.
Yeah. It's definitely better.
But
I mean,
in reality, I would take the time to get rid of these people in Photoshop. It's not going to see this. Well, can I just show you how I would do it? Watch. See this? This was a bunch of people standing there. Now I have a repeating pattern I would have to fix down there that's bad. But what you could do is once you have one part that's clean, you put a small feather on it, right, to hide and then you would just pick this up and go, wee, goodbye, all you tourists that are ruining my shot. Take your friends with you over here. And you would just have to continue to, pick up pieces of fence and move it. And then for these folks over here, see this little piece of fence here? You're going to get that, and you're going to put a little bit of feather on it, not a bunch, just it softens the edges. Then you're going to hold the Option key and the Shift key, and you're going to just cover them up with stuff. So that's the idea. You could spend 15 minutes and get rid of the people. It's not fun, but
Or
it
you
is.
just wait
Or you could just
around.
wait
Or
and
just
shoot
wait
it.
and do it right in
be
the first
cheaper.
place.
Right in the first place,
Oh,
and
hey,
then you've
this
got less things
look
to
at this
fix.
thing up here. It's kind of crooked. I think we can fix that. Put it up on its own layer and just use free transform to make it straight. Boom. So it's not over there. It's over here. So I think we could get this, but it's never going to be great. We can Photoshop it to death, and we can make it like, we can get it from it's awful to okay, but we're not going to get it from okay to great. It's
Yeah.
just,
If you'd just taken the time to plan it right in the first place and consider what you were looking at, and as you said, not taking a snapshot, but taking a proper considered shot of what's happening there, framing it right, composing it right,
All right.
and thinking about those tourists.
Okay,
then you
we're
wouldn't
way
have to do
over
any
on
of
three.
it.
Yes,
We're
we spent
way over
more.
our 3 minutes.
And speaking
rule.
of, we got people all over
We're
the
on like a
world tuning in
30-minute
that
rule here.
we gotta
right.
get to. We got
All right.
Tom from Ontario is waiting for another one. We got Mariana from London. So there's
yeah.
some-
Oh,
Hi, Mariana.
London, Mariana.
And Kathy Bateson.
Kathy
Bateson.
Bateson. And hey, let's have a drink to Kathy.
Yep.
This is Guinness. in
And
here.
This is
David from
Guinness,
Sweden's waiting for you to do the next one.
Leave him hanging here. Right?
And then Ed saying hi from Myrtle Beach. He's waiting for the next one. Paul's from Australia. He's waiting for our next one.
He's tomorrow waiting for the next
Jennifer from
He's in the
Austria.
future.
And Rami.
And Ramy back from
Ramy Kazemi.
Switzerland. Working on his raw files.
Hi, Rami.
Hey,
Where's you,
Ramy.
bud?
I saw Ramy's pictures from Switzerland. There's the start of them, and they're awesome.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
bet.
All right.
All right, next one.
Let's look at another. Let me grab another set of images. Let's see what we got here. 3 minutes. You got the counter going?
Yes. I do. Go.
Okay. Okay. Okay, right. So I love the concept of trying to get the moon moving and taking a series of exposures and long exposure and exposures of the moon. However, the moon is completely blown out and it's not regular throughout either. I take it that is the moon, right? I guess it must be.
Yeah.
But and maybe it's just me. I don't know if it's the monitor, but it looks like it's down on the left a tiny bit. Maybe it's the perspective of the bridge, but I love the concept. The idea's a good idea, but
you'd have to do multiple exposures to get that scene and the moon.
The moon is far brighter when you photograph it than you think it is.
Yeah,
far brighter.
Well, and you'd also have some kind of reflection of that moon through the foreground a little bit more. So it immediately looks like a bad comp. That's just what it looks like to me. Is like a bad comp.
And you don't look at it and immediately go, "It's the moon." You're like, "What are the white dots through your photo?"
If it was me, I would have perhaps done a smaller aperture and got like some starburst effect on those lights on the bridge as well, or something just a little extra.
Something like f16 or f22.
F16 to 22, probably the 22 end. Yeah. Okay, so what's this?
This is a shot.
It's a shot of a plane at the airport
like
with
the
other
airport
planes
with
going around
star
it.
trails or something.
So I guess you want the focus to be the plane at the bottom, but the only reason is because it's the only thing in the image that's regular, but it's not composed right or lit right for that to be the case. You're automatically going above it, and then it's like an afterthought down at the bottom. And that's because of the brightness of it. I like the idea, again, but a bit more consideration to things like that. And this is...
I like this one.
I like it, yeah. So there's some... I guess it's like... It must be somewhere quite hot and humid because there's some sort of mist or something in the air that you could lose with a bit of dehaze. But it's nice. It's composed just about right. If you were an architecture photographer, you probably wouldn't like it because the buildings are making funny shapes that an architecture photographer would tell you are wrong. However, I like the idea and I like the picture. That whatever that thing is in the middle, at the back of the water, at the bottom of the tall building in the middle, that's kind of cool. That's
kind of cool.
Everything seems to be drawing me there.
Yeah.
So that's right.
And these are all three of these are long exposures.
Yeah.
All long
So
exposures.
you get bonus points for trying the long exposures because those are cool.
Yeah. And they're not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely a technique, but I think this is the strongest of the three.
I think if
How's
those
our timer
if
coming?
those
You're almost done.
if those long light streaks from the boats weren't on the water, I think that would give it a lot more power, so that you could see the water rather than seeing the lights moving over the water. Do you know what I mean?
Here's all I would do, Dave, because I like the ones leading you to that thing in the middle.
Yeah.
I would take out the ones on the far left. The red light
red
and
and
the
white
white
one.
light on the side. I would just clone those out because it does kind of lead you. And what's nice is what's leading you to that circular thing, the lines are kind of circular. You know, it goes down and turns. I don't know. I'm kind of grooving on the middle part, but I think you could definitely lose the ones in the end. But overall, really not bad. But I think you're on your way. Just a little more attention to detail, I think.
Yeah, the lights and the motion aren't. There's not enough of it. You know, on that one. We're out of time.
Well, good, because we're out of time as well.
perfect.
Hey, Roberto Piscanti says hi. Hey, Roberto took a picture of me at Photoshop World that I just saw in one of the groups, and I really do like it. I'm going to open it here. Take a look. Look at this shot that Robbie Pisco took. Can you see it on my screen? That's
Do you know who my roommate was at Photoshop World?
Was it Robbie Pisco?
It was Robbie Pisco.
Did he say?
Oh, it was
Did you
cool.
see that shot I took?
He did.
Because this is it.
And then Kaylee stole his camera and took a load of photos of Sam on stage as well.
Oh yeah.
And,
I really am a little too hot on that mic there. I'm a little too close to the mic. But don't let that deter you. Thank you, Robbie. I love this shot very much. You are
Ciao,
awesome.
Roberto.
And
Ciao,
then,
Roberto.
Mark Rodriguez is saying, "Hey, from sunny Brandon, Florida."
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Mark's pretty
All right.
awesome.
Sean wants to know where she can buy a grid mug from. Sean,
Can't you take a grid mug tour?
how much have you got?
Can you take?
I can bring you this.
He can bring you
but
one.
at the right price.
All right, we saw that one already. Let's see what else.
There's a cool. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. All right, here we go. Seabourn. That's a Seabourn yacht right there. And it looks like it's on the Thames. That's a Seabourn yacht on the Thames, baby.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
tilty.
got a tilty to
right
it.
by the
yeah.
mayor's office.
That
And
is
then
the
it
town
looks
hall
like
and the shard.
what's this
Typically
built-
gray
the shard
sky.
is coming out of it.
Yeah,
So it looks like it's like
yeah.
kind of like a big sail
Now
on the back of
there's
it.
elevators in the shard, and if you ever take it up the shard, it's breathtaking. Come on, anybody? No?
It looks like that
Okay.
boat's taking it up the shard.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, well, look at my screen because the
I
screen
see.
that we're looking at in the studio looks a little blown out. That's kind of cool.
It's a cool picture, but
It is a cool
Right.
picture.
why is it?
So why don't we like it?
I tell you,
Well,
I can
because
tell you off the bat why I don't like it. First instincts. It's very pixely. It's either cropped or it's a bad
Well,
sensor,
this could be.
or it's taken on a phone and zoomed in.
Yeah, it could be taken on a phone.
You know
And
what though?
there's something
I
about the
understand
highlight.
that's there, but it's still a cool photo.
It's a cool photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
There is some bad editing
Don't
right
get me-
There's
here.
just
Look,
bad
right
stuff
here.
about
Yeah,
it, but
some-
it's a
there's a
cool
boat or
photo.
something's
yeah,
been
like,
cloned
Took
out.
something right there.
Yeah, there was something there.
Oh, it's not zooming on screen over there, but anyway, yeah, it's-
something
Yeah,
right
there
on
was
there.
something there that was wrong with it.
And you filled in or painted in the painted the highlights onto the tower and the base of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're just a bit
I
much.
don't
You
know, I
could
think
you could
it's-
refine that
and
with
let's look at the
some
next one.
clarity, perhaps.
Yeah, that could use.
Okay, that's
It's crooked again too, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
got to be Iceland, right?
Iceland?
no.
Iceland or Norway?
I don't know.
Look at the building. Anyway, I like it, but I don't like it. I'll tell you why I don't like it.
I like it.
I
but
like
don't
the
it.
content. I like the subject matter. I want to be there. So you're winning on that front. However, the picture's skew. It's leaning down on the left.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's
And you can almost lose some of that.
the water in the foreground is pulling my eyes down, whereas I want to be lost in the mountains at the back. So perhaps a graduated,
Enough.
a darker graduated field down at the bottom, just to lose the edge on that. Does that make sense? And then perhaps even a little
Can you
crop.
just recrop it? Can you just crop it?
Yeah, crop it in from the
Crop
bottom
it in.
left.
What do you want? You want something out of here?
Yeah.
Crop it in from the bottom left, and then
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bit
The
more,
one
bit more,
there.
bit more. Yeah,
Keep
there,
on.
there. So that
I think. Are you okay with that?
I'd go up
Oh, take this up.
I'm with Dave.
there.
Yeah, right
There.
there.
So
That's better.
So
Yeah.
now that really bright piece
That's
of water
better.
in the foreground isn't pulling your attention away
And
from
that-
everything else
and
that's
that
going on.
Deadness over to the left there
Yeah.
that was there is
Yeah.
gone now.
And also, if you look at it a little deeper, then that bridge now has lost the end, and you could, if you study the picture for long enough, maybe then if you're a travel agent, people could get lost in what's on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, like I gotta go.
You
Gotta
can
go and
actually
see.
Go a little further.
Yeah.
Pull it down here so you don't see it sloping down and ending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bridge to
See, there we go.
nowhere.
Yeah.
I like
and
it.
that road in the back leads to the mountains.
All right.
Yeah.
So this photographer, they're
They're onto something.
this one's a little. You need a little work on this first one.
What is?
That's a Seabourn
Okay,
yacht
so
sinking from the
this
back.
might be like a really outrageous question. What's the point of that?
That's a
picture?
snapshot.
What are you trying to? What are you trying to
that's
say
like we were
with that
talking about
picture?
before. I think that's a snapshot.
Yeah.
I think you were on a river.
I
and
was
you
in
just took a
London one
picture.
day when this big yacht came that's not usually there.
Also,
so I took a
the
picture.
yacht
That's
looks
what that is.
unnaturally lit. It looks like you went and painted over it with a brush. It looks unnaturally. It's just
Well, especially
unnaturally
with that-
bright.
that
look
cloud
at,
cover.
Because look at the buildings in the back. They're all real
Yeah.
dark. This building is right next to the.
That's the city.
bow.
That's City
Right.
Hall, isn't
That's
it?
the City Hall in
Yeah.
London. I haven't been there in a couple of days. Anyway, yeah, I'm
Well,
going
and the
with.
reflection off the water also
Yeah.
throws that.
Yeah.
Throws you off there.
Then it needs a little work, but I think you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Hey, John Power says hi from
Hi,
Tutbury.
hi, John Powell.
Is
Tutbury.
it Tutbury?
Tutbury.
And
Where's
then
Tutbury?
Stacy's
I don't know where it
saying,
is.
"Hey, from Great Falls."
Ooh, here comes some nice stuff. Look at this one. Ooh,
Okay,
I like
so-
that.
So there's Venice.
That is Venice.
Isn't
and it's
that
taken
beautiful?
from. That's beautiful.
Do you know what I like about that most technically?
What?
It's clearly a very long exposure. Look at the water. However, they haven't lost the sails or the mast of
masts,
those yachts
yeah.
where you'd expect the boats to be swaying because it's a long exposure and the water's moving. They've managed to keep
This
that.
is a
I love that.
very nice shot.
That's
very
really cool.
nicely done.
St. Mark's Square.
This is nice. I would just say that it's tilty.
Yeah.
So let's fix the tilty, and it's a little over processed.
Yeah, it's a
so
little
let's
cooked. It's got
say
a little
that
glow
if
there.
you went from 1 to 10 and this is 10, you could be at 8, and I
This
think it
is-
would be a stronger shot. Let's
Yeah.
go see if we can fix
It needs
this.
to look more like a photo, whereas at the moment it looks like a really detailed
Yeah.
pencil drawing.
Yeah,
Makes
now
sense?
and that's because it's gone a little too far.
Yeah.
So another thing is this building looks straight,
The
but the tower it looks like it's
Well,
leaning in.
yeah,
Tower's
So
leaning in,
this
yeah.
this is a job for
And then
Photoshop.
the foreground.
Hey,
as
wait,
well.
wait! Look at this plug here. Okay, thank you. While we're back here, no, I would. Here's what I'd do. I'd make a new layer. I would go to free transform, right, and then maybe just pull this like that. Look, watch.
Magic.
That's it.
Magic.
Now, it's still technically,
Yeah.
this is still a little funky. So what you might do is this: select just this, and put it on its own layer. So you can then just tug up this one side a little bit to where it's like kind of like that. So it needs to be more like that. This just needs a little
Yeah,
perspective
but
work and
show
stuff.
both of those off. Like
Okay,
you
yeah.
should-
So watch. There's where we were,
yeah. See.
and there's where we are.
Boom.
I think you can make, two things: turn down the volume on your processing and fix that little bit of thing, and you're good. That's really not a bad shot. Oh, wait. Yeah, Vegas, baby. Hey, and then wait, let's go back. And there was one more.
There was another picture we haven't. Oh,
Una, that's nice. I've shot from this same pier.
it's really hard to get to that pier, isn't it?
It's not easy. But here's what I would tell you to do if it were me: is honestly, I think I would get rid of this, and maybe even this dock. The dock I might keep for foreground, but this isn't helping you. This big stick in the middle.
Pulling attention away from
It is.
this.
Let's. What can I do here? What program am I in? Let's go. I'm trying to open it and nothing's working. I like your black and white conversion though. But let's get rid of this. Let's just see. Let's go to. I'm going to use the lasso tool, and just go right around this.
Correctly pronounced lasso.
It's not lasso. It's from America. This one's actually right. And then I'm going to go get the patch tool, drag it over here, and it's gone. Now let's get this little mess that's left over, and this little mess at the bottom. And that way, you don't have that big nasty pole in the middle of everything. So here's the difference. There's big nasty pole, and there's without it. Unless you think that nasty pole is adding to your photo, I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
That's
If
the
it's
first
not
thing-
adding to
that's
it,
the first
it's
thing I
taken
saw.
away. So
Yeah.
do that, and you're done. I do think I know I'm getting weird about this, but I would go here and kind of pull this out a little bit, and let's straighten out that.
Pull the top up as that. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
get this a little better.
So I forget the name of that
That is
church. I think it's St. Peter's Basilica.
I think it's St. Paul's. Just kidding.
There's so there's whatever it is.
There's-
That's the subject of the photo. That's quite hard to get to in
Yeah.
itself. So there's not
So
that many
look,
great pictures
See what I
of
mean
it.
by pulling that up
But-
a little bit? It kind of fixes that.
Is it?
Anyway, but good. This photographer.
This is good.
Good job.
This is good.
Good job. Nicely. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. You know what?
Back to screen.
Back to screen.
Yeah.
This is
Hey, so while the Photoshop thing's on screen, so what I was doing is obviously I'm working on a graphic here that I didn't mean to show, but now that it's here, it's here. So we're in August. We're in Photoshop World. There's 2 of them this year. We already did the East Coast. The West Coast is coming up August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And I'm going to make an announcement. Here I go. Can I make the announcement?
you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for
But
it.
you're the boss.
Dave Williams is going to be speaking at Photoshop World.
This guy.
That guy right there at Photoshop World.
Woo!
You know
And
who else is going to be at Photoshop World?
Eric Kuna is going
Scott
to be
Kelby.
at Photoshop World.
Scott
I'm going
Kelby's
to be
gonna be
there.
there.
But you
And
know who else is going to be there?
Who
Joe
else?
McNally.
Joe McNally. We have a very special after-hours event with Joe called an Evening with Joe McNally. I know what Joe
It's gonna
has
be
planned.
awesome.
It is
Yeah.
going to be incredible. So you're definitely wanting to see it. But we got some superstars of the industry there, and we're happy to welcome back Frank Durhoff, Matt Klaskowski,
Oh, there he is.
Joel Grimes, Peter Hurley. Let's see, Lindsay Adler. You got Roberto
Boom, man.
Valenzuela.
Tim Wallace.
Tim
Glenn Dewis.
Wallace, Glenn, Unmesh Dinda, Serge Rameli. Everybody's there. All the cool kids will be there. We want you to be there too. So come and join us. Go to photoshopworld.com and register now while you can still get a hotel room at the Mirage. That's also, we're at a new place. We're at the Mirage in Vegas, which will be,
And it's perfect.
my prediction, I'm saying this again and again, the best venue we'll have ever had for Photoshop World, even better than Orlando. And the Orlando venue is about perfect. I think the Mirage could be even better. So I hope you'll come and join us. And one more time, look at my screen just to inspire you.
I'll do it.
Thanks for the. When you see
You
it
need to
online,
overlay
it won't
that.
have
I'll
that.
record that for you later.
I have a little version of it on my Twitter page. If you go to my Twitter page and my profile, I have a little version of it with dates and all. August 21st through 23rd. You know who else will be there? Christina. Juan. You can see Juan in person, like right there. You will see Juan. They're like, he'll be all over that place because Juan shoots a ton of video. And there's, speaking of Juan.
Oh yeah. Hey, who's that? Bottom left.
That's bottom left. The bottom left.
That's this guy.
That's you taping a class for us. So Dave is here actually teaching KelbyOne online courses. And
so I came all the way from sunny England to shoot a couple of classes, and we just wrapped them up yesterday. It was great. We had Juan and Christina.
And hey, if you're a KelbyOne member, tomorrow we're doing a travel photography live webcast just for KelbyOne Pro members. What time is it tomorrow, Eric?
It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock Eastern time. So
we're
come
going
if you're a KelbyOne
all
Pro
about
member.
Iceland.
Essentially, what's going to happen is I'm going to teach you the best places to shoot in Iceland, and I'm also going to teach you how to pronounce the names of those places because they are ridiculously hard.
Yes.
There's an art to that in itself.
So that will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. When we come back, we're going to look at more images that have been submitted. If we're lucky, we'll look at the neon cowgirl again. And we'll be right back. Don't go away. Let's go to go to my screen. Don't go to the jib. Go here. Look, I'm kicking it. I'm kicking. He's not listening. There we go. Nice. Woo.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Make sure you don't miss any episodes of The Grid by subscribing to Apple's podcast app or iTunes. It's free, and we even have a special audio-only version, too. So sign up today.
Hey, we're back, Scott, with Dave Williams.
Hi, guys.
Capture with Dave, Tuesdays with Dave. You notice how he adds the word with Dave to everything?
Yeah. It works.
And Eric, hey, can I interrupt for something with Eric here real quick? So, Eric, you were shooting the SpaceX launch.
I did.
The other day. And
you know, Dave did too.
I also did.
Dave actually
I actually waved at Dave. I don't think Dave could see
Erik
me.
was right there, but I was about 15 miles away on the beach with everyone else.
Hey, Erik, can we see your nebula shot? So Erik created these particular shots that everyone wants to create now. And this is such a cool shot that Elon Musk retweeted this shot himself.
Oh, yeah.
So look at that nebula that Erik captured. Thank you, Christina. And that's, so explain what we're seeing here, Erik, because it looks like a big crazy blob.
So if you come over to my screen, there you go. You got it at the full screen. But basically down here, that's the in the bottom right, that's the first center core rocket continuing on into space. So it's above the atmosphere. And then the two on the top there's 2 dots, and those are the 2 side boosters that are actually boosting back to come back on land.
Wow.
This
So
is
you're seeing
mind-blowing
mind-blowing
stuff.
stuff. What's it called? What are we calling it?
So like you see these 3 rockets here. So that basically that center one is the one that's in the bottom of the frame, and the 2 side ones are turning around to go fly back and land on land, which is something that Dave, you saw that for the first time.
I was blown away. It was so I drove 3 hours from here to there to see it, and then I waited 5 hours there for the launch because it got pushed back to 2:30 a.m. I was back in here with these guys the next day shooting, and it took 3 hours to drive back. But for those 8.5 minutes, absolutely worth every second of it.
Yeah,
it was insane.
I'll tell you.
The experience, seeing a rocket go, humans did that. Humans put this rocket up into space. It had 24 satellites in it, and then it landed itself.
Yeah, Dave's even got a picture of it right there.
Look at Dave took just. That's a pretty good first-time picture.
Can I qualify this?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not a journalist, so that's 4 pictures.
Yeah.
So the initial rocket launch, that's 2 pictures put together. I was worried about overexposing it, having never shot a rocket before.
Yeah.
Then the return is another picture, which is actually landscape and composited on top of the other one. And then the stars.
But that's actually what it would look like, and I know exactly.
So this is my creative version of what I saw.
Dave, where'd you find that spot?
So how did I find that spot? This guy.
Eric's not getting enough credit. He's not getting enough. He needs more now.
To be honest, to give Erik some really good credit, he gave me coordinates. He gave me a computer simulation of what I was going to see, where it was going to be. So I was definitely pointing in the right direction. Everything I needed to know, this man was sending me by text, and I was ready.
Oh, I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna have fun.
It was
You're
awesome.
gonna have fun.
All right. Well, good job, Erik, on your shooting over there. Who do you shoot for? Let's go through your.
So I started to shoot for this new guys. Their startup out of New York, Supercluster. So they're trying to do different things, and that's kind of what I'm after, is doing something maybe a little bit more creative or different stuff. So not so much just photojournalism.
Hey, I like that black and white.
Yeah, the black and white.
I really like that.
Well, see, that was something that where everybody posts like the rocket on the pad, and I was like, well, it'd be cool. And actually, hats to you. That was actually one of your ideas, where it was like the world on the white seamless. So I took that idea and ran rocket on white seamless. So.
No wonder I like it so much.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's get back to some images here. And let's see who's next in our image roundtable. Let's take a look. Here we go.
Okay.
That's a really cool building, just straight
It's great.
up.
Yeah. The
Vatican.
Okay, so that's like the definition of juxtaposition.
I know, that's cool though, right?
Yeah, it really is.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
That's lovely. Where is that?
It looks like a
is it
Italian
can't be
coast or maybe
Cinque Terre,
Croatian coast?
Because you see one over there. That looks like
that's not
Is the
Cinque Terre.
horizon crooked?
That's definitely not Cinque
In the
Terre.
back, is it
yeah,
right,
it's
higher
a
than
little,
left?
yeah. The horizon line's a little crooked, but
Yeah.
could this be like one of those Cinque Terre?
It's got to be something like the Italian or the Croatian
I don't know.
coast, maybe the
It's
Dalmatian
beautiful.
coast,
I wanna
something
go
like
there.
that.
Hey, if you're watching,
It looks cool. It makes you want to be
Hey,
there.
are we going to announce the winner of the gallery today?
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh yeah. So in a minute,
Do we wait for
we're
a
gonna
minute?
announce. No, we're not gonna wait for a minute. We're gonna finish this, but in a minute we're gonna announce the winner of the gallery contest. We're gonna explain what the gallery contest is and who won. Because someone watching is probably really stressed out.
Yeah,
Are they
they're
ever
like,
gonna mention the
"Are they
dang
a
winner?
gallery winner?
Because we're
Come
gonna
on."
fly these people to Florida, and they're gonna have their own private gallery showing. You've seen the gallery.
It's over there.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
really
lovely.
cool.
It's very nice. All right, so here we go. What do we? This is pretty good stuff. This photographer.
I don't like that one. I like the other two, but I don't
Yeah,
like that one.
those-
So the reason I don't
the-
like that one is because the framing is all wrong. On the right, you've sort of slightly
off, yeah.
only slightly cut it off, but you've cut it off. And then the top, if you either didn't have a top or if you had sky above it, that'd be great. But the fact you've got a bit of both, that means, I don't know, it's just not right.
It's just not right. It's just not right. Now, this is nice.
I like this.
Because the juxtaposition stuff is good.
Yeah, but it's a figurative juxtaposition. It's contrasting religions rather than anything else. And then there's the splash of color, which helps them stand out. So I like that image, but that statue on the right, and in fact the statues on the top of the basilica, they need to be a bit more considered. And the reason is that statue on the right looking out of frame, and it's right really close to the edge.
It's so close to the edge.
It's just, you know, when there's something about a photo and you know there's something wrong with it and you can't quite put your finger on it. This is the thing that's wrong, that you can't quite put your finger on it. There's a statue and it's looking to the right, but there's nothing to the right for it to be looking at. It's too close to the edge. And then the ones at the top are cut off. How about a tall crop and a slight bit of straightening at the top?
All right. I was going to do something else. I was going to brighten them a little bit.
Bring attention to them.
To bring attention to them. You know that they're the thing, but the color juxtaposition is so strong here that not having them kind of this is very,
it's not going to be a bad thing.
You know, I'm doing this kind of, this is very, you know, you'll do a better job when you do it than I'm doing here. But watch what that little pop of color does. It really does help to pull your eye to them, and it just makes it prettier. Now, you want to go with the tall crop. Let's see what we've got, baby.
I'm with it. Yeah, there's just stuff on that left side of the frame.
And do you want to get rid of that?
I might even go so far as to take those statues off the top of the church and then straighten up the top half of the image.
Ooh.
This is what happens. This is what happens.
It's crop. Yeah.
I don't know, Dave. Let's see. So you want to crop those away and then straighten it out? But I'm afraid you'll lose we're in at the Vatican. Like, I know it's the Vatican because I saw enough of it.
Yeah.
If I'd have just opened it to this, I wouldn't be sure that this wasn't just a Parliament building or something. You know what I'm saying? And then now you could go here and then do the thing I did before, is just pull this out perspective-wise a bit. We're going to have to go more than that, and then pull it that way. So I don't know. This is taking a bad turn.
No, yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. But I do know this. Watch this. If I were to close this and then I turn this layer on and off. Okay, sorry. Back to you live. So overall, what do we think about this photographer then? I think this is lovely.
This is great.
Shot,
this is the money shot
this
here.
Is great. The tones are good. The colors are good. The composition's good.
Money, yay. Well, there it is. Look at that. It's Cornelia, and it's Cornelia was the village on the sea.
Where's
Cornelia?
Where's that?
Okay, we need more help. Where is Cornelia? Cornelia. Though I love this shot.
You could probably Google
and
that.
this is really nicely done. I mean, the nice time of day lighting. It's not quite sunset, but it's still good light. Like, it's late enough in the day to where it may be an hour before sunset.
Yeah.
So good lighting. It does need to be straightened. The horizon line's a little crooked.
Yeah, but that's it.
And this is a lovely shot. This is like, we all want to go there. Boom.
This is basically
That's
an example of the rule of thirds and the divine proportion compositional techniques put into one, and it's swirling around like that.
You've been trying to work the word divine into everything all week.
Well, why not? It's a nice word, divine.
It is a nice
All
word. Let's
right.
look at this. Roma.
Colosseum? Not the Colosseum. What's
that is
called?
the
That's the
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
Or the Parthenon. No, Pantheon. That's the Pantheon.
Okay.
By the way, I was in the Pantheon in France just recently, and it gets my vote for most unfriendly place to photographers in all of France. That and the France National Public Library, they hate photographers. They came in and told us we could not shoot with commercial cameras.
Just point blank, we cannot shoot.
Yeah, we point blank. They stood in front of us and said, "You're using professional cameras." I had an EOS R with a 16-35.
So it's like this.
They're like, "Stop." They stood right in front of us. No professional cameras. We're like, these are just cameras. They're just everybody's got a DSLR here in France, and they were like, no professional. They stopped us. That was it. And we're like, eat it. And that's what we said. We said, eat it, and we sprayed them with mace. Here we go. That's the Colosseum. And that is in
the Giant's
Ireland
Causeway,
or
Northern
Scotland?
Ireland. Northern Ireland.
Giant's Causeway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? This would look a whole lot better without those people there.
You know who can take you there?
Kathy Bateson.
So yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
those people
but
are.
it's good with the composition leading you down
Yeah.
the thing. And
Now,
then, yeah.
it would not be bad to have a person in here,
person.
but
But then
not a
look
bunch
at
of-
this person here taking a selfie. I mean,
yeah,
who
someone
does
taking
that?
a selfie. No one takes selfies.
That person
But
can
anyway,
go
yeah,
quickly.
Giant's Causeway is pretty cool.
It might be nice if there were people in it, but just not to that extreme.
Yeah,
These
not
people are like wearing the wrong clothes. They're wearing funny colors. They're doing strange things. They're not helping your image at all.
Yeah.
What would probably work for that image composed just like that would be a nice long exposure, so that you're not necessarily drawn to that
Yeah.
water, but that water gives a good quality to the picture, and you'd lose the people.
This one, yeah, but I like it overall. I like the
like it
tone,
overall.
the time of
Yeah.
day, but you can make it a little better by doing that stuff. This is actually pretty nicely done, thanks to
Yeah.
your leading lines.
Yeah.
It's just all the people.
Yeah.
It's just now the people are a little smaller. I would definitely get rid of the traffic light on the right side. That's too easy to get rid of.
Yeah.
And I can live with the people. It's really that's
In
not
terms of
so bad.
post-process, you've put it just in the wrong place. You've made it just a little bit hard because it's right on the line of
Yeah.
the building. However,
Over here
it
would have
needs
been
to go.
And then I'm not digging this one. Now I will say this: the Pantheon is not the Pantheon in Rome is not a particularly photogenic room.
No, it's not.
I don't see a lot of photos from there that I ever think, wow. Like you see a lot of places that have amazing photos. The only ones that I see that I like from the Pantheon have like a beam of light coming
Yeah.
in during the rain or
Yeah.
something.
It's-
This one's
there's
it needs a bit of work.
It's a
this
busy,
is okay.
it's a busy place to shoot down inside it, and when you
All right,
look up,
we're
there's
gonna have
just
to
so
take a
much
break.
contrast.
When we come back, we might be able to get to one or two more, but we're gonna have to blast. We don't have a lot. So when we come back, we're gonna announce the winner of the contest. That's the first thing we're gonna do when we get back. But before we go, don't even touch the kick your hands off that grit. One, don't move the jib. I gotta say something.
Coming back.
Hi, I'm Scott Kelby. I just added 2 cities to my new tour. My new tour is called the Photography Crash Course. Isn't that it?
Ultimate Photography Crash
Ultimate.
Course.
I knew there was a word missing. Dang it. My Ultimate Photography Crash Course. So I'm already going to Chicago and I'm going to Detroit area.
Mm-hmm.
Those are coming up. I already have over 300 people booked just for those cities. I'm also coming to Boston and Philadelphia, August 29th and 30th. So those are brand new cities just added.
Yep, right there.
Boston,
Boston,
Philly on the 30th, Boston on the 29th.
and Chicago.
Yep, Livonia there, the Detroit area. We say Detroit area because no one wants to go to Livonia. And then Chicago. Hey, if it's any consolation, the place where we hold it in Livonia looks like a funeral home. But anyway, we do get a great crowd out there. Really super nice people at Burton,
nice.
Burton Manor. Where will she be
Burton
buried?
Manor.
At Burton Manor. Every time you drive up, it's just like it's a funeral home. It's where tours go to die. Anyway, we're going to be back. We're going to announce winners. So excited about that. And look at another image or two, and then we're out. Boom. Say boom.
Boom.
Hi, folks. Scott Kelby here. I want to tell you about an email I got, an angry email. So you know it's angry because the subject line says, Mr. Kelby. First, anytime somebody calls me Mr. Kelby, you know you're in trouble. Mr. Kelby, I'm so mad at you. That's what the subject line was. I'm like, oh, great. So I go read it, and he's like, Mr. Kelby, I saw your class on photo books, and I went and made a photo book, and I'm just so upset because now I've made 34 photo books, and you've got me hooked on these. And I went, whew. But that's how it is with photo books. I mean, think about this. All right, we have the shooting part, which is very creative, right? And then we have the editing part, which can be fun and creative. When you start making photo books, you're adding a third leg to this chair. Now you've got this other thing where you're the photo editor. You decide which photos make the book, how big they are, what goes on the left, what goes on the right. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And Adobe made some changes. Now you can lay out pages any way you want. You can just, literally, it's like free transform. You can just make the photo whatever size you want. You can have multiple photos. They can overlap one another. You can have grids of 9, 15. You don't have to have a grid at all. You can just design it. I wanted to do a class that takes you from beginning to end, and I'm going to show you how to make it so fast that you'll be able to focus on just the fun. And when you hand somebody that photo book and they get it in their hands and they're going to be like, you did this? This is your photography? They're going to be blown away. You're going to be blown away. You're going to have a great, great time doing it. And the whole thing is self-contained right here in Lightroom Classic. If you want to learn a whole bunch about doing photo books, and you'll be able to follow along right with me and do your photo book right that same time, go watch my class. It's called Creating Beautiful Photo Books in Lightroom Classic, and it's exclusively at KelbyOne.
I found that there are common questions that come up in how to start a sports photography business. Not just how to take the pictures, but how to do the business of it in order to get published and hopefully make a career out of it and be paid. And we'd bring an audience in and they would ask their questions, I will answer them, and we will see if we can get to the bottom of how to make a living in sports photography. I think what the audience will get out of this class is a better understanding of sort of the progressions from shooting like youth to high school to college to the pros, and then actually starting to use some lighting as well and move into the commercial sector of the industry. There's a repetitive pathway in all of this that I think will be very valuable to people in learning how to better conduct their business or even start a business in sports photography. Come join me at my new class on KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hello, everyone. We're back, Scott, with Eric and Dave. All right, we're about to announce the winner of our contest. So let me explain what the contest is.
Yeah, so it's gallery. Yeah.
The contest is for, we asked KelbyOne Pro members to send in their work. We're looking for a body of work because the winner is going to be flown here to our headquarters in Tampa, Florida. They're going to get a gallery, a solo gallery show. So the images will be printed by Bay Photo.
Yeah, like here's
Beautiful. Oh yeah, here's a picture of it.
Yeah, like there's the gallery.
Take a look at Eric's screen real quick.
Yeah, and you can see the submissions for the next gallery are closed. But
So
that's the gallery.
That's an actual picture of the gallery. And
there's the previous winners.
There's all the previous winners, and we fly you and a guest here,
And
the
my
winner
wife's
here.
saying, can I pick up Jersey Mike's for dinner?
Oh yeah, you can pick up Jersey Mike's. Absolutely, we
reply
love
and
Jersey
say,
Mike's.
Sure.
So
There you go.
So
there's
anyway,
all the
so we
Fast
ask
Gallery
them, and then
winners.
we get a panel together of judges, and we narrow it down, and it is hard. It is hard judging because so many people
I see
enter
you.
such amazing stuff. It's also
Hey.
how we've discovered some people that have become actually KelbyOne instructors and heroes to our community. People like Melanie Curran-Favilla and Rampton Kazami, and so there are a lot of people that have entered this have moved on, and now our whole idea behind it was to elevate one of our members and get them more recognition for their work and things like that. So that's really what's behind it. It was my wife Calibra's idea to create, and she designed and created the gallery, and we had the contest. We are about to announce the winner. So the winner is going to come here and join us in Florida, spend a couple of days with us. They get their gallery opening, a wine and cheese reception, and then they go into our theater where we invite a live audience to come, which is so much better, by the way, than a dead audience. A live audience to come, and we broadcast an interview with them about their work. It's an hour-long interview in hopes that it will reach. It's open to everyone.
Seriously cool prize.
It's a seriously cool prize.
Yeah, and we've got the top 10 finalists get notified.
Yeah, we
So
notify
all
the top
of
10.
them are watching right
They're
now.
all watching, hopefully. And the winner is Sandy. No, who's the winner?
Is
Andrew Peacock.
Peacock.
So congratulations
Nice one.
to Andrew, who's somewhere right now, hopefully is going, I'm going to Florida where it's hot.
It's really
Anyway,
hot.
So Andrew is an amazing photographer and has a wide breadth of different images that we know are going to look amazing when printed large and up on the wall. And you know what's another nice benefit of this? So look at that. So one of the things that happens, Bay Photo prints the images using this particular exposer system. That is amazing. But after the gallery showing is opening, Andrew will get all of these images, all the images that are printed. He will get the whole system and everything, the mounting system and the images. And anyway, he has some amazing work in all different categories. Like his stuff, his adventure stuff is crazy. Where's the adventure stuff? We particularly now we're going to show different parts. But look at some of this stuff. I mean, it's really, really
And
great
you'll
stuff.
find the word simplicity in a lot of his work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really, really great stuff. We were really impressed. Look at that.
Like if you want people in your shot,
There you go.
Yeah.
It's so strong because here the people really add to it. They
Yeah.
make it. Oh, he's such a wonderful photographer. We're honored to have him in our gallery. So congratulations, Andrew. We're very excited for you and can't wait to meet you. And we'll have dinner and we'll have wine and we'll dine and etc. and on and on. We'll do everything we never did with Dave Williams because Dave is now just one of us, and now we just take him to Cuban
Nobody
breezes.
even
We have a
cares
sandwich.
anymore.
Hey, we gave you a nice lunch today, though,
I've
didn't
had
we?
every time I've come here, it's been a nice lunch.
We're big on lunch.
Breakfast, on the other hand, not great. What are you going to do?
Baloney.
Please.
Best
Have you
breakfast
been to
you've ever
Denny's?
have.
Well,
Denny's.
Denny's.
kidding.
No,
I'm
but
just
we got some
kidding.
great. How about Ellie's for breakfast?
Ellie's for
Dude,
breakfast.
we'll take you to Ellie's and have a proper breakfast, and you're going to
It's
go.
like a Philly breakfast. What's that?
No.
No.
You're
no.
gonna have Ellie's
No.
breakfast.
Ellie's.
Yeah, but they're from Philly, right? That's that
They
place.
are from Philly, but
They're
that
from America.
yeah, they're from America.
There's gonna be a freedom
Can we look at
breakfast.
two
Freedom
more
breakfast.
images? Come
Give
on, we
me
got
a
to get out of
freedom
here. We're
breakfast.
running over. We've already run over. Let's look at these. Well,
Hey,
I've got this
hey,
one.
I've seen that shot before.
I've got that almost that same shot. Okay, so you
It
know
could
what?
be a
Like
little
that.
farther down.
I
Yeah.
wonder if you was there when that shot was taken.
All right.
Let's see.
Ooh, that's
They're
nice.
playing to you. They got spiral
They are.
staircase.
Cases, yeah.
Okay.
I love you. Whoever you are, I totally.
So that, do you know where the third one is? That's Brighton. It's the old Brighton Pier in the UK.
Oh, it's the old. That's the old Brighton Pier in the
I
UK.
like that. I like
United
the colours.
Kingdom of Great
In the
Britain and
United
Northern Ireland.
Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That's
Where-
what you're looking at right here. I'm a golf commentator for British Golf. And this appears to be a
That's a
spiral
staircase.
staircase, if I'm not correct.
Where is that?
I don't know where that is, but I can tell you it could be in St. Paul's, in which case I would be terribly upset. This
That's
is, I happen to
Lisbon.
know, is in Lisbon,
Lisbon.
Portugal, and it may even been the same morning that I was there, because that is the exact. Say, I swear to God, if this is Robbie Pisco that took these shots, and then I can tell you who these could
is
be.
Piotr?
No, it could be Piotr.
Could be
in
Robbie
which case
Pisco.
I will kill him as well. Well, anyway, very nice shots.
They are.
Yeah.
The fact
all right.
that we're doing this rather than
I like
critiquing
that.
them
I
kind
really
of tells
So
like
us
Dave,
that we like
I
them,
want to
right?
show you
Yeah.
this next one, but I need you to turn away for a minute. All right. So Eric, read something off the screen or make up something. Don't look. All right.
Let's see.
Don't look. Hang
where
on.
can you buy? We already answered that. Where can you buy
Where
the grid
we
mugs?
can-
Well,
Well,
Dave will
Oh,
smuggle
my
you one
website.
back.
Oh, it's capturewithdave.com. Is that what you said?
Yeah. CaptureWithDave.com.
1 second.
.com.
And on Tuesdays,
On Tuesdays, you go to scottkelby.com where you have
ScottKelby.com.
Travel Tuesdays with Dave.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Turn away, Dave. Don't
I'm
look.
not
All
looking.
right.
and
If anyone needs me,
PhotoshopWorld.com.
I'll be over here.
So what it is in a minute I can show you this. This is somebody you know, which is why I don't want you to see before you'll recognize the images.
Right, okay.
And it's a
look,
critique.
You can subscribe to Capture with Dave right there for the Iceland subscribe. I'm not sure what the Iceland subscribe is.
Now this
License-
photographer.
that needs to go. I'll tell you what. Here we
Oh,
go.
it needs to go.
Yeah, it needs to go.
So he's got old stuff on his website too.
Old stuff on my website. Don't ask me about website.
Yeah.
All right, let me
Who
open.
do you use to host on
Right,
your website?
on the grid set, there are 4 Capture with Dave Easter eggs. There are 4 cards or
We'll-
logos or pictures or something.
All right, we'll
4
look-
things.
we'll
if you
look
can
at them.
point them out and show me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, Capture with Dave,
You can talk in the mic.
I'll give you a platypod.
Seriously?
Seriously?
Anywhere in the world?
You have to find anywhere in the world. You have to find 4 Capture with Dave Easter eggs
On the
behind
site.
me on the grid set.
All right, can we look at these images? This is one photographer, so take a look. Let's go.
Can I look?
There you go.
Because I'm still looking the wrong way.
Wait, one
This is,
second.
good stuff.
Oh, that one's not bad. Kind of looks like he's smelling something funky though. Good gesture,
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
nice body, and well done. All right, so let's start at the top. Okay, Dave, you can look now.
Okay.
Let's start at the top. So this one, the
God.
toning is a bit. The guy looks a bit funky.
Yep.
And the outfit certainly is funky.
Yeah.
Here,
Oh, look at that
That
one. Isn't that
one's
beautiful?
it's
what
not
happened
good.
here is the guy taking this selfie has deliberately cut the top of their head off just to. It's like it's a deliberate amount.
So
it's
what
on
about
purpose
this
to bring the
one?
attention back. What is going on there? I don't even. What I mean,
I think the guy
Where
is
even is
smelling
that?
something. I don't know, but he's smelling something
He's
bad.
probably just had a
nice hat
a
though.
British breakfast.
Yeah, you can tell he's smelling a British breakfast.
I can't even
What is
figure
that,
out
black
where
pudding?
or when that
Nobody can.
is.
And this,
yes,
yes,
look at it.
Yes.
Just playing straight to the camera. Do you know what's
Right.
happening there? We
I
just
don't
ordered
even
these-
want to know.
We just ordered these brand new soft shell jackets for hybrid photography.
What's going on here?
Right, that's Peppa Pig.
That is Peppa Pig. that is Peppa Pig.
That is because Hilmar's daughter, when I went to stay with Hilmar last year, was trying to explain what a British person is and referenced Peppa Pig because Peppa Pig's British. So I became Peppa Pig.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
So what do we think of these photos overall? Is it probably this? I think it's the subject is messed up here.
Okay, so
This is a classic.
yeah. Do you know what's going on there?
I got an idea.
So Pete Treadway,
I know Peter
I
Treadway.
was best man at his wedding. That's me being best man at his wedding. He was trying to explain that I'd have to wear some traditional outfit, and in my head I was thinking, that sounds like I need a sword. That sounds like if I had a sword, I could pull it off and be the Prince of Persia. It'd be something really cool. And he wouldn't let me
Yeah.
have a sword. And there was this whole big thing, and I got really upset. And then for my best man's gift, he gave me a sword. It was amazing, and I still have it in my
Can I
house.
tell you, I'm not seeing Prince of Persia in that thing at all.
No.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
seeing, like,
That's
Lord
exactly
of
what the
Leaves.
Prince of Persia looks
All
like.
right, here we go. Let's take a look on screen here. We're way over time. Looks like Budapest.
Budapest with a crane.
Well, that's Budapest.
Nice
That's
crane.
the
With
Budapest
a nice
Parliament
crane.
building.
That's the Parliament building in Hungary. Yeah.
Turkey? Too
All I
cluttered.
see is
Too
those
too
round
cluttered.
building
Too
around
cluttered.
the round tops on the
Yeah.
roofs on
You
the
know, I don't know
bottom.
where to look.
Yeah.
And this is Venice.
Venice.
Venezia.
So there's these are not bad. This is not like earlier when we saw the snapshots.
Yeah.
But it's starting to
however,
smell like it.
It's starting to smell like it. Now, this is, I think, taken with a better camera, and I think there's some good things going on here. However, that crane, you got to get rid of that crane. You're either going to need to crop it out, clone it out. It's just the easiest thing in the world to get rid of in Photoshop.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy.
If you don't know how to get rid of stuff in
yeah.
Photoshop, I have a class called How to Remove Distracting Stuff, and believe it or not, in it, I remove cranes. It's the easiest thing in the world. Also,
that's my picture of the same place.
all right, go. Let's look at.
I'm not on the
Oh,
screen.
okay,
hang on. Type capture with Dave Budapest in Google.
All right, hold on.
Oh,
Quick.
Here, wait. Let me,
No
I
pressure.
can do it.
Eric's
So
going to do it.
basically, while that's happening, you were
Yeah,
on a
you're
flow.
going to see a really nice way to compose it in nicer light, and you're going to go, yeah, that's, and you'll see this is a bit snapshotty. It's not totally
bit, that's
snapshotty. It's a
it.
bit snapshotty. And what's killing you are the boat traffic and all that stuff. The boat traffic really is, and you're going, but Scott, there were boats there. No, the two boats on the left were gone in a few seconds. In fact, you didn't need any of these boats in this shot whatsoever. You would need to compose to where you don't see them. So I'll show you my shot too.
That's
I
it.
got one. Oh, there you go. Look at it on Eric's screen. Yeah, that's nice. That
You wouldn't
is.
have to mess with the crane if you did that.
Yeah.
So it's like as well the face of the building is that side on the left of the building. So it's like pointing a person in the right way and not having them
Yeah,
look off
look
the
at
frame.
that.
They're looking
Here's my
There's another
shot.
one.
There's my shot.
On Scott's screen, yeah.
And
Boom.
look, there's no bad stuff, no boats, no nothing. I think there is actually one boat. There's a boat right there.
Yeah, but you can't hardly see
Yeah,
that.
but you can't hardly see
Yeah,
it. But
it's so dark.
but so now let's go back to where we were. And so what it is?
There's where we were. Beep.
No, it's right. It's right here. So this is kind of afternoony, not a good sky, showing a bunch of boats. It's just, I think you can do better than this
All the shots are busy.
because
that's
this
what-
one
all the
isn't.
shots are busy.
Right. This one isn't as busy, but you have two things going against you. Number one, a bunch of scaffolding.
Yeah.
At the very least, you could have got rid of this scaffolding. Right. And I know what you're doing because this is what a lot of people do. You look right here, and that's what you're seeing.
I don't think they can see your
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cursor.
Yeah, you can't see my server. You're looking at the big dome in the
bottom of the
middle.
dome.
yeah.
But I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing the boat at the bottom of the screen. I'm seeing the other boat. I'm seeing the scaffolding. I don't see the tons of scaffolding as much as I do the scaffolding on the right side. So
This is composed all wrong as well.
Yeah,
if
well,
you
I
just
know,
move
'cause
your
you know where
view
they
slightly
are.
to the left, you move the view slightly to the left so that the dome isn't the center of the image. It's more like it's a part of the image, but it's not right in the middle, then
Yeah, it's dead in the middle.
you'd have it on one of those third lines. You've already kind of got that right on the water line.
Now, the other thing is you're on the Grand Canal in Venice, and all day long on the Grand Canal, especially in the morning and the afternoon, you literally have gondolas going down the Grand Canal. You put a gondola in there, and you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Just a speedboat was like, it needs. And you know what? We've seen a lot of that today, where people
Patience.
weren't patient enough, and you wound up taking a shot that looks like a snapshot. Where if you'd have waited, and maybe it's 5 minutes or 7 minutes or whatever until you get your shot.
Yeah.
But that was me in France, like this with my camera, waiting.
So, I mean, that's a big tip, though. And I know we all say it, but with travel photography, patience.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be patient, then you're just taking vacation photos or snapshots. You're just documenting. You know, travel photography is like
you're trying to make pretty
intentional.
pictures. I think you are trying to make pretty pictures.
I think you are. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think
Patience.
you're making nice shots, and I think that you're close. I think that
This
you're
person's definitely on the right track.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
on
you're
the right track. But it's just a little more patience, and I think you're there. All right, we have some things to give away today. Did you pick us some winners? All right, so here's what we're giving away today on the show. We're giving away a copy of my landscape book. By the way, #1 new release on Amazon right here. It's been out for weeks. It's still #1, the landscape book.
If you want a really good view of it, go to page 79 and you'll see a capture with
Yeah,
Dave.
there's a picture of Dave's in here. I show his Instagram page. Anyway, we're going to give away not the one that I just rubbed all over, but another one. And
Maybe you should give away the one you rubbed all over.
No, that's not right. And a Platypod Max. Now, I will tell you, I had...
Nice. That couldn't happen again if we tried.
No chance. That was good.
So it comes secure with foam inside.
Which is a
And-
perfect bracelet.
Perfect.
Very
And
pretty.
Yeah, it makes a nice bracelet. It's more of a brooch. But anyway,
Yes.
so this is a Platypod. It is made of aircraft
grade aluminium.
Aluminum.
That's
not-
titanium.
okay.
That's aluminium.
It's not aluminium.
That's
It's made in
aluminum.
America. It's not. It's made in America.
Let me touch
It's
it.
made in America. It's aluminum.
Yep, that's aluminium.
He doesn't know. Anyway, but I took the smaller version of this, the Ultra. I took it with me and used it a ton in France. By the way, everybody in my workshop either had this one, the big one. This is for using big lenses, and the small one. In fact, can I show you a picture on my screen?
Yeah.
I just happened to take. May I?
Yeah.
I just happened to take. Well, this is a shot that Mimo took, the one I'm going to show you, but I also have a similar one. Look at this shot. This is platypods all in a row shooting the Arc de Triomphe. The platypods all in a row shooting the Arc de Triomphe in the morning. And by the way, you never hear me say the breakfast in France is bad. Because it's not.
Because it's all.
It's actually.
It's awesome.
It's all bread and fruit and chocolate. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Look
That'd
at
probably
the-
be my favorite place.
Look
right
at
there.
the platypons all in a row. At that point, Jacques came up and said, I have to use a platypod. And I said, no, Jacques, no. All the platypods are being used. And that's how it ended. And the sad clown killed him. Okay, so there's that. Our winner for the landscape book, congratulations to Keith Penn, who won the landscape book. Keith will be contacting you to get your shipping information. And the Platypod Max, the greatest invention in the history of inventions, AJ Grace, congratulations.
All right,
You just
AJ.
won a Platypod Max, courtesy of our friends at Platypod. Dave, do you like platypods?
Yeah, well, you can win a platypod off me as well if you can find the 4 Easter eggs in the background behind us on
All
the
right,
grid set. So
so
good luck with
First
that.
one is
Well, wait, no.
sorry.
So Juan, can you do a quick sweep of the set here so they can
Yeah.
kind of?
Should we show people around? Shall I?
Yeah, you can give them a tour here, but
you
go
can't hear
slowly
me,
because
so-
Juan's got a track with you there.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Now you won't be able to talk because your microphone's over here.
I have to go like this every time I want to talk. Let's just walk around the set.
Yeah, just walk around the set.
Now he's going over
So
to
this is Dave
side.
walking around the set, showing different things. Easter eggs.
Grab and
Remember,
focus.
if you know what the 4 Easter eggs are and you post them, where do they post these? Yeah, a lot of people think this is a green screen set. It's like real. It's all real.
Well, I found 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, did you move one?
It's possible.
If you find 3, because I found 3,
If you find 3,
then you win.
So where do they post these? Do they have to go to your Instagram page? Capture with Dave?
Find Capture with Dave, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Show me where,
Extreme
or tell me where
close-up.
The
The 3 Easter eggs are. So these are 3 things that Dave has hidden on our set.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you can... Come on, one. Keep up. You can win a Platypod Ultra.
There you go.
Well done. Well, I'd like to say we're out of time, but that happened 27 minutes
we're
ago.
way out of time.
Boof! Boof!
Boof.
Well, thanks for everybody watching. Congratulations to Keith and AJ for winning a landscape book in a platypod, and to Andrew
And
for
to
winning
Andrew,
our
yeah.
big contest. We're very
Well
excited
done.
about that. Thanks to Christina, who we're very happy to have back here. You know, Ron was in there for you last week. I think he put up one question in the entire show. I'm not sure that it was connected to anything. Juan, good to have you back. I'll get to work with Juan tomorrow on some video stuff. Looking forward to that. In the control room, Dark Request and the Digital Surgeon.
AKA the Digital Surgeon.
AKA, there's a picture of him and his doggo. The Digital Surgeon. Go follow him. He needs someone to follow him. And Ron, who is probably streaming, handling our streaming, Ron in the booth. From all of us here and Dave Williams. Dave, where can people go learn more about you?
Capture with Dave. Search Capture with Dave on every social media platform or the .com, or go to KelbyOne. Go to scottkelby.com every Tuesday for Travel Tuesdays with Dave. Go have a look at Lonely Planet, Passion Passport. Literally just find some travel stuff and you'll probably find me there.
Because Dave is everywhere.
Dave travels.
So, Dave, where's your portfolio at?
Well, we're going to work on that tomorrow, right?
We're going to work on that tomorrow. We're going to get him on Adobe Portfolio.
In the meantime, there's Instagram. So we're going to be doing the
there's
members.
Iceland.
We're going to be doing the
That's
members
Iceland.
webcast tomorrow.
I know
with
where that is.
Where to shoot in Iceland. So the last few pictures I've posted, that's Norway. But the last few pictures to the other
There's
side.
Iceland. That's definitely Iceland.
Iceland.
That's
that's
Iceland.
Holland. That is
Iceland.
Iceland. And that's Iceland.
That's Iceland.
And the next one's anyway. The point is, we're going to be talking about Iceland tomorrow. So if you're a KelbyOne member and want to join in, you can come and join us tomorrow. What, 2 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah. We'll be talking about.
There's his
Iceland.
mugshot. It's truly a mugshot. It looks like I was arrested, and this is what happened the day I was arrested.
Log interview the story.
Oh,
The
boy.
Digital Surgeon.
Continue as the
He's
digital
surgeon, yeah. He's
Slicing
the
up those pixels.
Slicing up the pixels in a creepy way. In a creepy way. Look at that. Like, there
There's
we go.
the plane.
There's the
There's
plane.
the plane. There's the plane.
That's
So
what, a 3-mile trek out.
You'll
or
learn.
3?
You'll
Yeah.
learn tomorrow that that's at Solheimar Sander in Iceland.
That's a walla walla walla.
It's on a beach called Solheimar Sander.
Hey, did you shoot
Or just
those
look through the
umbrellas?
sign.
That's an original one.
That's a
me,
Juan
Yeah,
shot?
that's
All
me
right.
and Juan in the Dolomites filming the drone class.
Hey,
Kelby
is
One.
that the same place I was in Paris with those umbrellas?
Where? Yes.
Oh yeah, that
yes,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
It's called the Street with the Umbrellas.
Now we're on
Go,
one.
yep, _ Juan Alfonso. Go follow Juan for love.
Oh yeah.
And you will find love. There you go.
All
Hit
right.
follow and boom.
We're doing it all
Continue
wrong.
as the Digital Surgeon wasn't following
We need
him.
to.
Did you
We need
notice
to.
that?
Yeah. I
We
can
need to
see
teach
that.
this guy how Instagram works.
Okay, you
as
know
well.
what's cool? This is what's interesting. The show never ends. It just goes on.
It just goes on.
I gotta go to Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, apparently so. Thank you guys. Who's here next week? Anybody? It's not scheduled yet, so could be anybody. Serge is in town. I wish we could get Serge in, but I don't know if he's going to be here next week. But I would
see.
love it if we could
Yeah.
get him in next week. Serge is the boss. Goodbye, everyone, from me and the Rocket Man and Dave Williams from UCK. UCK.
See you later.
Bad
Alrighty.
Breakfast, the home of bad breakfasts. The
We need to work
worst.
on
The
that.
worst.
Boof.
Boof. Boof. Boof.
Uck.